But just one last thing on the Cypriot issue, the main thing that it changed was how depositors view their deposits. They realize that there is a certain insecurity and there is a certain mode amongst statists, a mindset amongst statists that puts them at jeopardy. And I think for the first time around the world, not just in Europe or in Cyprus or in Greece, Portugal, Italy, Spain, that awareness is changing consumer behavior. You say to yourself, you know what, I'd rather be my own bank. I'd rather be my own bank. I'm not getting anything in interest. I might as well have it in ounces at home. Yeah, that mentality, and I know this well because we have a business in Brussels. We've been in the precious metals business a long time. We've started businesses in Switzerland, owned businesses in Switzerland, all throughout Europe, and you know, our folks on the ground in France and in Switzerland and in Germany and in Brussels particularly. What they were telling us around the time of Cyprus is that you couldn't buy gold anywhere in Europe. I mean, on the street it was just gone because demand was so strong, and this was the mindset. People said, okay, listen, I've got to hedge my bets, and I'm not going to have everything in the banking system. I want something out of the banking system, but there's limitations in terms of the size of transactions that I can make with cash, so it's not like I can just pull all of my deposits and keep them in cash in euros. This sort of looming sense of capital controls. And so sort of a non-system driven solution is, and a financial system driven solution is metals. It's one of the reasons why the financial community doesn't particularly like gold, because it allows you to gain autonomy from a financial system that's largely rigged against the depositor and in favor of the system itself. Again, I think it's interesting that it's not just a few sort of European statists who think that this is normal, acceptable, etc., but that everyone should see this as a workable solution. Since when are individuals the answer to a problem which is a collective-driven problem? Is that in fact what we have? I mean, that's the way they're viewing it. They're saying we have an issue, we have to support the system, and we're willing to sacrifice a few for the many. Sacrifice a few for the many, really. I mean, when you're at the receiving end of that, what you have to do is say, how about the system as it is? Do I really like it this way? Do I like the fact that I'm considered the expendable one in the scenario, that others can, in the whole process that we have had for the last 20 years on Wall Street and in your major financial centers, privatized risk and socialize the consequences of bad decisions. So we get to keep the gains and we get to pass on the losses to the taxpayer. That's a system that doesn't really work. Now it's going one step further, and it's saying, you will fill any gaps. You weren't a risk taker, but you're going to make up for what the risk takers did. Again, you know, when you think of what a paradigm consists of, a paradigm shift consists of, it's the accumulation of enough problems that can't be solved by the old model. And what happens is you keep the old model for as long as you possibly can until you have so many anomalies and so many problems that the whole thing gets thrown out. And a new paradigm comes in. Thomas Kuhn's notion of a paradigm shift in science has application in the financial system as well. And that's what we're coming up with now, is problems. These are new problems for the financial system, and we expect consumer behavior to remain the same. And I don't think we're going to see consumer behavior remain the same, because I don't know about you, but I don't like being treated as fodder.